So yesterday, like right before the snow came in, my Romancing Saga Minstrel Song Remastered soundtrack actually came in the mail, which is really it's really a good soundtrack. Kenji Ito is the composer. He was kind of the composer for the Saga series before they brought in Masashi Hamauzu for two games. Hamauzu is a German-born Japanese man. He's ethnically Japanese, but he is his national origin is Germany. So obviously, you can see all the track titles for the most part are in kanji, so I cannot read them. But what is this sort of insert booklet? But it's got some incredible art by Tomomi Kobayashi, and she is the illustrator for the Saga series. And so she did also these are sort of redesigns of the characters for Minstrel Song that she did whenever it was first on the PS2, because they're a little bit more involved designs than what we saw on like the Super Famicom version of the game. So you have Jamil down here, that he's sort of like the rogue character. Albert is kind of the upstanding swordsman guy. Gray here is sort of a samurai or a lone wolf type guy. Up here, this is Hawk. He is a pirate, and has a whole quest about sort of getting his boat back. Aisha here in the background with the orange hair. She's a member of a sort of a wandering nomadic tribe that worships the earth. Over here we have Barbara. She's sort of the monk-like or the fist-fighting character in the game. Sif in the back. She's a Valkyrie, hence the horns and kind of a Norse motif worked into a lot of her design. And then Claudia is the sort of archer character that is at one with nature. The characters designs that are on the discs themselves for the soundtrack, it is 4 discs, by the way, are actually the character models that are used in the remaster. So it's kind of a mix of that SD style and the original Kobayashi art. And then, of course, there's a really nice, like, liner notes booklet that came with it. One of the things I really like about Square is that they're very committed to putting out, like, high-quality soundtrack products, even for their lesser-known games. And there's usually a lot of cool art in there that you can only see if you buy the soundtrack. So, again, interviews with, that's Kenji Ito. They're on the left. So, would have been cool if this was translated. One of the things that they did do... Oh, you know what? Here is the translated version. So what do you know? They did this in the Saga Emerald Beyond soundtrack package as well, where they had like the Japanese interview, but then the liner notes in the back were actually translated for English audiences, which is really nice. Some more really cool art that we can see just behind where the discs go. Square really does a good job with these soundtrack collections and making it feel like almost a collector's edition type item. Some more art on the back that looks like Saruween, who is kind of the big bad of Romancing Saga. Again, we got more discs with all 8 characters. Romancing Saga kind of begins the trend of them doing 8 protagonists in the game, and each of them go through a similar world, but they may have some different story elements that they play with, although a lot of the quest lines do tend to be very similar in these early games. Whereas like with Saga Frontier, when you get to that game, their stories are completely different. While you do, explore a lot of the same quests, you will end up doing them in a completely different order, or you'll get more info or less on that part of the world, depending on who your protagonist is. Decided to turn the overhead light off because it's glaring a little bit, but yeah, this is nice to have alongside my Saga Emerald Beyond original soundtrack, and then the Saga Frontier 2 Remaster soundtrack, which actually had a full disc of bonus music that was not in the original. So cool, cool to sort of not complete the set, but be closer to having all of them now.